Hello everyone! We're back again.
I'm Johnny.
I'm Gavino. We're back again.
Yeah.
Brothers. Yes.
Should have our new intro in too.
Yeah. New intro.
That just went up.
Yes.
So, we are going to be
Going over
the Zodiac signs.
and the traits, the characteristics, the polarities, and the elements.
Yep. And even
Well,
some
those
little,
three are
like,
just. Well, those three are
tidbits
just like.
about
Well,
it.
actually, the three. Actually, elements are like more minor parts.
Yeah, they're more minor. So we'll just. Okay.
Anywho.
So first, we will be talking about. He will be doing cardinal, and then I will be doing
Mutable.
and he will be doing fixed.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Alright, so let's get started. Cardinals, they like to take action.
Yep.
And they like prefer to be more active.
And more action oriented.
Yeah. So kind of like the people who would do stunts in like stunt movies.
Yeah, more people like that. More
Avengers Endgame.
more active people, more kind of. They're probably gonna have more energy than your average person.
Yes.
Okay. So for mutable are more of. They're not. They don't have any sort of like. They're not introverts or extroverts. They're kind of just like normal people, you know. Sometimes they'll talk. Sometimes they just kind of want their own time. But they're very adaptable, and they can take change extremely easy. Like if they were moving to a new town, they'd get used to it in like a week. Super easy.
Yes. The fixed trait. People who are fixed, they tend to be they're more committed, they're more focused, and also more flexible or resilient. They can also be, I believe, stubborn at times as well.
They don't really like change either.
Yeah.
Kind of the opposite of mutable.
And resistant to change.
It's like, we'll use the town example again. If they were to move to a new town, it would take them a lot longer than it would the mutable sign. The mutable sign would just be like, yeah, it's normal. They would kind of be like, I don't know how to think about this. Maybe I'll go up a little. Maybe I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah. Over the masculine, Gavino will be doing the feminine. Okay. So masculine signs, they are the fire signs, which is like, for example, the first fire sign is Aries, and
that could be Leo.
Air, which is the first air sign is Gemini, which is my sun sign. Barely made it.
Yes.
Okay, so the masculine signs, they tend to be more assertive, like they more want things certain ways, and sometimes they can be a little less flexible, which is good to balance it out with the mutable trait. And they can also be a lot more positive, which is another good trait to have.
And for the feminine, they are the water and earth signs.
Yep.
Like Taurus and Pisces.
Cancer.
And Cancer.
Which is your
they tend to be
Sunday.
receptive and more passive.
Yeah.
So not like
more passive,
violent.
like they'll kind of they'll stick back, and when the masculine signs will be up here and be more assertive and more wanting in.
So moving on to the zodiac signs. Johnny, you may
I have Aries. And then it'll be Gavino doing Taurus, so on and so forth.
And then
So Aries is a cardinal. It is fire, and it's a masculine. Every time there's a fire or an air, it's going to be masculine. Every time there's a water or earth, it'll be feminine. Just keep that in mind. It'll help a lot. And they've made this the pattern so easy. It goes cardinal, fixed, mutable, no matter what, always, through all 12.
Oh.
Okay, so Aries signs. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, not based off months, just based off how they organized it. And they really, really do show this because they're like, you know how little kids, they always want to be first in the line? most of that tends to be Aries. Aries is, they really just want to go and be first to do it. Be first, you know? But when they are, they can get angry if they do not be, and they can stick onto the temper. They have a pretty bad temper. But they still, they do like to be really good leaders. They can be extremely good leaders, which is another good thing to have. And it's always good to have at least one Aries in a group, so you can have a perfect, just the right person to be a leader. One thing that is kind of a downside to the Aries is that they're really motivated to start things. Like, they would be motivated to play basketball or something, make the school basketball team. They'd make the team, and then they wouldn't put in the effort. They'd kind of just, I made it, so that's all I wanted, you know? There's a lot more they could do, but they don't. They have the perfect ways to start skills, but not to finish skills.
Yeah. So next is Taurus. Their characteristic is fixed. They are earth element, and they are also a feminine polarity. And people in Taurus can be seen as calm people when not bothered by anything or provoked or startled. But when they are, they can be very angry, and they can have a wicked temper. When they have a goal in mind, they can be very determined about it. And if it's like a goal that involves like working, they can be very hard workers, and they work steadily so that the job gets done guaranteed. So there's no setbacks.
We have experience of this. Our older brother and our dad both are Taurus, so
yes,
definitely it fits them. Okay, next I will be doing my sun sign, which is Gemini. I'm barely a Gemini. The cutoff for Gemini is May 22nd, and I'm born May 23rd, so I was almost a Taurus. So, Gemini, I know this pretty much off the top of my head. They're mutable, air, and a masculine. So, Gemini, it's kind of interesting. Gemini can be a big mix of different ones, and they're seen kind of as like not super into one side or another. They're kind of, since they are mutable, they are pretty flexible with stuff. So, us Gemini signs, once we learn something and someone wants to know something about it, we will give you the finest details, every little detail imaginable about it. So we'll of course we'll give you the big things, but we'll also give you the teensy tiny little things that you probably really didn't need to know. So we tend to be very outdoorsy, and we really like doing the sports, indoor and outdoor. We just enjoy sports in general, getting together and being in a team, you know? It really tends to be a draw for the Gemini. And I've been in every single season that there has been sports for a school. I have done it, but now that we're homeschooled, we can kind of do sports from home, which is pretty cool. Okay, next we have, I believe, Cancer.
Cancer. Characteristic is cardinal, so we're already back to the full loop. Yep. Element is water, and polarity is feminine, yet again. Cancer natives, people who reside with Cancer the crab zodiac, not the disease, do not think that ever, are people who are sometimes sensitive, so they can be hurt emotionally very easily. Yes. Sometimes. They are very adaptive to change though, but yeah, not too much change. So you can't just change some details about their life, which is good if they have another sign like a moon or or they're ascending that is mutable, which helps balance that and gives them a lot more flexibility. Yes. They have very different behavior patterns, and they are sometimes seen as quirky or complex when it comes to their
Complex is just another word for complicated.
Yeah.
Okay, next I will be doing Leo, which which is actually my ascending sign.
So we're back to the fire element.
Yep, back to the fire element now. So they are a fixed, fire, and masculine. My fixed balances my immutable. My fixed and mutable, they balance each other, which is incredibly good. That's something you always want to be looking for. You always want to have balance in your chart. I also have a 6-7 feminine masculine, which is amazing. That's exactly what you want. You want the balance there. Okay, so Leo signs, they love the center of attention, and you'll always see them on stage. You'll always see them doing something good or positive, something good for the group. Like in a classroom, they'll always be the first one to volunteer. They'll be head to head with the Aries, trying to be first. You know, me. No, Aries, me. You know, it's kind of back and forth. Luckily, in our house, we don't have any Aries, so it would be a little back and forth because we have me, my ascending, which is Leo, and my mom and my older sister, who are sun sign Leos. Sun sign is your main sign. Okay, next, Gavino will be doing, I believe, Virgo.
Virgo. Yay. Virgo's characteristic is mutable. The element is earth, and the polarity is female. Yeah. So Virgo natives are people who can be seen as shy people, and sometimes they are people who stay single, because in the Zodiac sign thing, the different signs, they differ for all the people. And for Virgo, it's Virgo the Virgin, meaning she's single, and they stay alone.
Doesn't mean that you don't have to. Doesn't mean
the
you
person
don't have a relationship. It's just
there's
an
no
example.
romantic relationships.
No, there's still possibility. You can still.
Yeah, they are also seen as hard workers and sometimes, I believe, detail orientated.
Yes.
Yes.
Our little sister is an ascending Virgo.
Yes. Yeah. They also tend to keep their personal identity intact at all times.
Yep.
So, yeah. Next up, Libra.
Okay. So Libra is a cardinal air masculine. Most of mine, I will mainly be doing the masculines. He will mainly be doing the feminines. Just at the end, it gets a little splicey because we picked through. But so for Libra, everything is better if they can do it with someone. They're always gonna want a partner ever since they're little. It's kind of the opposite of Virgo, because Virgo works better by themselves, when over here Libra's like, I need someone.
Help me.
So in classes, you'll definitely see them being amazing. Like they won't be as good as single work, but group work is amazing for them. It's the perfect way for them to learn, the perfect way to express themselves and all that. So they can be very clingy too. If they find someone they really enjoy to be their partner, they can be extremely clingy towards them. Once they do find someone, they tend to try and stay with them for as long as possible. So they're very relationship-oriented, group-oriented. They really need someone else there. Next, Gavino will be doing Scorpio.
Scorpio, the scorpion. Characteristic is fixed. Scorpio is a water element, and also, yet again, feminine. People who are in Scorpio are thought of as cunning or scheming and plotting, and sometimes
dark side.
Yeah, and they're also sometimes revengeful. So not the kind of person you want to double cross.
Or even well, don't do anything mean to anybody.
Yeah.
Just even if they aren't Scorpio, don't be mean to anybody. Be positive. That's what's
Be
gonna
a good person.
If you haven't watched our Levels of Conscience video,
link in the description.
Maybe.
Might as well.
It'll bring you up if you have the opportunity to be negative. Don't be negative. Be positive.
But, please. All right. They can also be seen as they also have the ability to see things more clearly than other people. So they can probably see more details of a situation better than anyone else.
Our older sister has the perfect balance of this. She's really good at keep maintaining the positives of Scorpio.
Moving on.
I will be doing Sagittarius.
Yay.
which is most of our younger cousins have this. Both of them do. So they're mutable, fire, and masculine. So they like to wander around their home. They'll find every little nook and cranny they can find, and they'll kind of exploit it. They'll use it to their advantage. They'll, like, if there's a little hidden room in their closet, oh, they're definitely going to be in there. It's kind of like the little things that they find to be awesome. And they'll, in their homes, because most houses have a little bit of grass and a little bit of land, they will explore every single little nook and cranny, just wandering around, kind of exploring. And they'll find the best, most optimum places for them to stay. And don't be concerned if they are mumbling or just kind of talking to themselves. It's actually very soothing to them.
Yes.
And their brain is fueled off of new thinkings and they're very creative people. It's an awesome trait. It's an awesome trait to keep from Sagittarius.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Gavino will be doing Capricorn.
Capricorn, the bad guy. Not really. Anyway, Capricorn, characteristic cardinal. They are earth element, and their polarity yet again is feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People who are residents of Capricorn are thought to be loners at heart with many different characteristics. They gain success in life slowly, but they do get it, like a mountain goat climbing a mountain very slowly. Very slowly, seeing as Capricorn is the goat. They also have a major strength in their character, so yeah. However, we're gonna just go off track here, and I'm also doing Aquarius.
Yep.
Booyah!
Because that's his sun sign.
Yeah.
His main sign.
Alright. Aquarius, characteristic fixed, element air, and also masculine polarity.
Yep.
People in Aquarius tend to try and free themselves of personal or social conditioning. They can also be surprisingly stubborn and very fixed in their opinions.
Yep.
They can also be aloof and standoffish, but they can be very curious and observant as well. So they can also be like, they can also just stand off to the side and might not want to partake in something.
They kind of like to
They don't want to be the ones who hog up all the glory.
Yeah.
Or they don't want the glory.
Like
so,
they were in a duo.
Yes.
They would, and they got glory for the duo. They'd probably let the other sign get it, and they'd just kind of, they're over here, not really minding their business, just watching. Okay, but lastly, I will be doing Pisces, and then we'll be done.
Yay.
So, Pisces is a mutable water feminine. So, Pisces people tend to be more self-centered and not really more group-oriented, just more kind of single. Like, doesn't mean they don't have to have relationships. They're very relationship-oriented, but they just like kind of having their own personal time, but not all the time, just sometimes, not too bad. So, they can also be very emotional people, kind of hand-to-hand in Cancer, not as bad as Cancer, but just they can control it better, but it can be a little bit of a dangerous combination if they're a sun sign Pisces and they're like a moon sign Cancer or an ascending Cancer. Can be a little bit of a recipe for emotional. They can be very easygoing, since they are a mutable sign. It is very, very good for them. They're very just kind of relaxed people. Our little sister is a Pisces, and a lot of her sign. So, but that's Pisces. That's all we've got, guys.
So that means this is the end of today's video.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. If you stuck around to the end, I'm not sure if you did. No use stressing that out. I guess hit the subscribe button.
Hit that little bell too.
Yeah, hit the bell if you want to know when we're uploading. Cause it's not just gonna be us; it's gonna be our sisters as well.
And we might do split.
Troublemakers.
We might split together. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
do a video with Zoe soon. He'll do a video with Sophia. Something like that.
Yeah. So
See you guys.
hit the like button.
Yes, hit that like. Bing.
And comment
Turn it blue.
down below if you can. So